Thank you so much, Jerome Paul Sonko, and all our viewers of NTV tonight. Today we have a privilege to speak to the leader of opposition in Parliament, Joel Ssenyonyi, about the letter which was written to him from the Lord Mayor Elias Lukwago about the cordoning off of Nakivubo Channel. Joel, let us start off from the point whereby, did you receive the letter from the Lord Mayor about the construction of Nakivubo Channel, and what was your response since then until now?
Yes, I did receive that letter from the Lord Mayor. As leader of opposition, I received letters from various leaders and so on saying, talk about this, table this in Parliament and all of that. So I did receive it. Unfortunately, Parliament is currently on recess, so Parliament is not sitting. But I said these issues, yes, normally we talk about them in Parliament and so on, but we have various platforms that we use. So I'll not wait. In fact, we were actually planning this even before the letter by the Lord Mayor, but I do appreciate the letter. I said I saw the artistic impression, I saw the video, and it looked nice, it looked amazing. Who would not want to have such a city? We want development. You know, I gave the example when we came here as LOP Kavuli. This place was an eyesore, but we put it in good shape, developed it, and so on. We want the city to look this good. So we are all for development. Yeah, but then I quickly remembered the artistic impression of Lower Hospital, which has never surfaced. So sometimes these videos, these pictures, they look glamorous, but will they be, you know, shall we see them come to fruition? That's one. Number two, and even more importantly, it's important that procedures are followed. We are not against development. That channel looks bad. It looks filthy with garbage and so on. We want it to be developed. But can we follow the rightful procedures? It is not right for Mr. Museveni to sit in his office and become the developer, become the architect, become the engineer, and say, for me, I've given permission. Go ahead. No. We have institutions. We have technical people who do these things. That's why they are paid every month. They need to assess and say this is doable, we need to agree on this and so on. It becomes even easy to supervise whether it be Ham or anybody else doing this development. But if the permission, the approval came from State House, tomorrow when KCCA engineers and officials go to supervise and say, now this you're doing it wrongly and that kind of thing, they will be sent away because they're not the ones who gave permission. They will say, for us, we got our permission from State House.
Yeah, speaking about procedure, the council, the KCCA council, is made up, the biggest number is NUP councillors, and there are claims that money moved, or some of them got a bit of money from the proprietor, that is Ham Kigundu, to develop Nakivubo Channel. Have you heard about these claims, and are you going to address them anytime soon?
So I read that resolution by council. It was a very generic resolution. We intend to meet our councillors, those that were part of it, to help us understand the genesis of the resolution. But like I'm saying, it was a generic resolution. Permission for Ham to go ahead with this process is not granted by councillors. No, it is Mr. Museveni who granted that permission. Council normally passes resolutions, many of which are even disrespected. Parliament is higher than council in ranking. We pass resolutions that are disregarded and so on. So there can't be an excuse that council is the one who granted permission. That's not true. Permission was granted by Mr. Museveni. But that said, again, we are going to meet our councillors, those because some are saying we were not party to it, we don't know. Those who were part of it, to help us understand the genesis that got to this generic resolution. Allegations of money exchanging hands, as NUP, we have always spoken out against corruption. We have taken action in the past against our leaders, where we got evidence against them, engaging in corruption and so on. We always take action. So if anyone has any evidence that any of our councillors or whichever leader engaged themselves in corruption, please avail it, because I've heard people say that they have evidence. Don't do the country a disservice. Bring the evidence to us. Then blame us if we don't take action.
That was Joel Ssenyonyi speaking about the development or the cordoning off of Nakivubo Channel by Ham Kigundu, giving us an insight on what NUP is deciding to do, especially towards their councillors whom they claim there's been an exchange of money. Raymond Tamale for NTV Tonight.